I've heard some pretty negative reviews of Power Homeschool lately, so I wanted to find out if this is a good online homeschooling program or not by diving deep and testing everything out as it is today in June of 2023. This is after they made the changes that are making so many parents and students upset, and we will get into that later on in this video. Unfortunately, this program does not offer a free trial, so I did have to pay for it. Let's see if Power Homeschool deserves all the bad reviews it's been getting. I just want to point out that Power Homeschool is not the same as Acellus Academy. Acellus Academy is a fully accredited online school that is quite a bit more expensive than Power Homeschool. Power Homeschool does use the accredited curriculum, but it is designed for independent homeschoolers and it's not officially a school, so it is not accredited. It costs $25 a month and is designed to be used for students from pre-K through 12th grade. Getting it set up was pretty simple. After entering my daughter's information and choosing a grade level, I was taken to the screen to pick her courses. They allow you to choose 7 courses. For 4th grade, it defaults to math, science, social studies, and language arts. For the additional courses, I chose Introduction to Coding, Foundations of Music, and Discover Spanish. They also gave me the option to either enable or disable social emotional learning. Once I did that, it was time to get started. They have a separate parent and student sign-in option, and they also have an app that you can download to a PC, phone, or tablet. Make sure you note your child's sign-in ID and password for your first time signing in. The main student dashboard looks like this. They can select any class to begin. We'll take a look at some of the actual classes a little bit later in this video. They can view their progress here. They will need to choose from the drop-down menu to view their progress for each course. There is a messages section, an attendance section here, and a calendar here, which I have no idea what it's for because it doesn't seem to show you the lessons for the day, and there is no way to add items to it as far as I can see. The score section is where your child can go to view their grades and progress in each of the courses. This is also available in the parent app, which I will show you a bit later in the video. They have a special lessons section here, which I don't really understand what that's even for. Maybe they don't have this option for 4th grade. Over here is a library section where your child can check out different materials. The Science Fair tab takes you to a new window where you can see the requirements to enter the Acellus Science Fair. Science Live is a weekly broadcast about science that your child can watch. Lastly, the student blog section has some different articles that you can search for by topic or just browse through. So that's what Power Homeschool looks like from the student's perspective. Before we take a look at the actual lessons, let's just go to the parent login and see what they have to offer there. And I just want to quickly give a shout out to the author of this beautiful book, He Is Always With Me. I read this to the kids last night and they really enjoyed it. It was a really sweet story with a really powerful message. So if you're looking for a gift for somebody or a new book to add to your home library, I highly recommend this one. Okay, so now for the parent section of Power Homeschool. You will first need to install the Acellus app, which you can do on a Windows or Mac PC or on an iOS or Android device. I installed it on my computer. I don't get why they don't just have a separate login on the website like most of the other online homeschool programs, but this is what you have to do. Then there was this whole complicated thing about setting up a PIN, and I had to verify with my phone number, but eventually I got it set up. And just a side note, I did try it on my phone, but it just wasn't very good in my opinion. It didn't really seem to be made for a smart device as I had to keep zooming in to be able to see what was on the screen. Kind of like how a website that was never optimized for mobile devices tends to look. So I don't really recommend using the phone app. Anyway, here is the main parent dashboard. It will show you the student you have set up, and you can click here to add another student if you want. You can see some basic information here. You can request a transcript, order ID cards, or cancel your account. If you click on your student, you will be brought here. The Today's Work tab will show you specifically what your child has worked on today. What's New brings you to a parent's blog. The Score section shows your child's grades and progress through the courses. You can select different views from the drop-downs here and print the details if you wish for your records. The Syllabus tab lets you view the lessons for each course. The Attendance section shows the days your child logged on and did work. You can print this for your records as well. I don't really understand the tardy and excused options here because as far as I've seen, there is nowhere for the parent to make any changes to this. Maybe I'm missing something, or maybe it's because we didn't miss any days while testing it out. The Student Hours section shows how much time your child has spent working on each course, and you can print that out if you like. The Live Monitor can show you what lesson your child is working on in real time. Then there is this section for special lessons, but I'm honestly not sure what that is even for. Speaking of special lessons, my oldest daughter recently started taking online voice lessons from a company that has online music lessons specifically geared towards homeschoolers. I wasn't really sure what to expect with online voice lessons, but so far, my daughter absolutely loves this and it's something that she looks forward to every week. They offer lessons during the day, which can be really hard to find as a homeschool family. I left the information for you below in the description in case you're interested in checking this out. So now, if you go up here to Edit Student Account, you can change their login info to something other than this auto-generated ID and password. You can also change the grade level here. I don't think there is any way to assign the grade level for each course though, which is really a bummer. Most other online homeschooling programs give you the chance to customize the courses and assign different grade levels to different courses. Okay, so now it's time to take a look at how the courses work and what some of them look like. We have been testing some of them out, and before I show you, I just want to give you a little overview. The lessons all seem to be a similar format. They show a video, then they ask some questions about what you just watched, and then they show another video, and so on. I have to say, the lessons do seem pretty long, so I'm just going to show you a sample. There's also no way to skip through the videos. So we will log in as the student, and then you just pick whichever class you want to start with. I don't like that it doesn't show you any progress on this page or any indication of whether you've done enough work in any of the lessons for the day. To find that out, you need to go here to Progress, and then you can see if your goal has been accomplished or if you still have some more work to do. The lessons just keep going and don't tell you when to stop, so you have to come here frequently to check. You can use the drop down to see the progress for the different classes. So anyway, once you're ready to start a lesson, you will go here and choose whichever lesson to work on. Let's just start with math.
100, 200. These hundreds flats are so fun to play with, but they're not the only ones. There are also tens rods. These are called tens rods. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. These got me thinking about expanded notation. Let me show you what expanded notation is. So first, let's count what number we have here, and then we'll write it in expanded notation. So we have 100, 200. All right, so we've got 200s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 250. And then these are just worth 1. So 1, 2, 3. 253.
So after each lesson, there will be some questions that pop up. And as you answer them, you can see at the top right of the screen, it shows a number 7 right now. And as you answer the questions, that number will go down until you've answered all the questions for this section. See how it went down to 6 now? And now you see here it just starts playing the next video. So it doesn't give you any indication whether you were done for the day or whether you need to keep going. So you got to come back here, go to Progress, and then you can see that we've actually gone ahead And this is the only way that you can figure that out. So that's something that I don't really like. Now let's try language arts and reading.
Characters are the people that we read about in a story. We take the journey of the story through the characters. So the author wants to make them feel real to us. Making them feel real helps us and motivates us to like the characters. When we like the characters, we want to read on. If we don't like the characters, we probably won't want to read on as much. So let's look at some different types of characters that we may read about in a story. Now, the first type of character is the hero, or another fancy name for them is the protagonist. The hero or the protagonist are the people that we root for in the story. They often have a mission that they're trying to accomplish or a duty that they're trying to do, and we want them to succeed in doing that because they're a good person. The next kind of character that we read about is the villain, and this is the main bad guy in the story. The fancy name for them is the antagonist. The antagonist often tries to kind of conflict or create tension for the hero. They don't want them to succeed for some reason or another. So these are two types of characters that we can find in a story. Now there are other less important characters too, because there's not usually just two characters in a story. There can be many characters with many different types of roles. So now we've seen the characters, but let's look at how the author reveals the characters' personalities to us.
And just like at the end of the math section, there will be a few questions here that relate to the video that you just watched. Now that you've seen the lessons, it's time for my honest review of what I liked about Power Homeschool and what I wasn't so much of a fan of. First, we'll talk about what I liked about it. I like that the curriculum seems very good. It definitely covers a lot, and your child won't be coming to you in 30 minutes telling you they're done with all of their work for the day, like some of the other online homeschooling programs out there. I like that they have videos to teach the lessons and different teachers in each course so that it doesn't get too boring. Some of the online homeschooling programs don't have any video lessons, and I don't understand how a child can be expected to teach themselves the lesson, so I do like this. I also like that it's only $25 a month for one child, although I don't think they have any multi-child discounts like some of the other programs. Finally, I like that it has a lot of good reporting, which is important if you live in an area with more strict requirements on homeschool record keeping. And now for what I don't like so much about Power Homeschool. First, I really don't like that the lessons don't end for the day on their own. So you feel like you kind of have to keep going and going when in reality you might have just completed a whole week's worth of work. It should really alert you somehow when you've completed all of the lessons in a course for that day. Second, I can't for the life of me seem to figure out how to change the course selection after you first pick them. There must be a way, but I haven't found it. You also don't seem to have the option to assign different grade levels for different courses. So you just have to pick one grade and stick with it. I also think the videos are a bit outdated and old-fashioned looking, like maybe they were filmed in the 1980s. Some of them are also kind of long. I also don't really like the way the student dashboard is set up. There's no easy to see calendar where you can kind of get a nice visual of what lessons you have coming up or anything like that. So that could really use some work. The whole interface is not really the best in my opinion. And lastly, I guess the worst thing and what so many people are complaining about is that there is no way to customize the lessons. So you have to basically just start at the beginning and follow along through the whole entire course. There's absolutely no way to skip over a lesson or start in the middle or anything like that. According to all of the negative reviews out there, apparently they did used to have this option, which they called tutor mode. And then they just randomly got rid of it a few months ago with no warning. So I can totally see why so many parents and students are really frustrated. There are many online homeschooling programs out there that allow the parent to take much more control in choosing which lessons to include and which grade level to assign and things like that. So I do see this as a real problem for a lot of homeschool families. So personally, Power Homeschool was not my favorite online homeschooling program that we've ever tried out. With so many other great options out there, this one is a no for me. But all students are different, so hopefully this video helped you decide if this might be a good option for your homeschool. Click the video on your screen now to learn about study.com, another online homeschooling program that you might want to check out. Thanks for watching.